Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
City News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News, live from our studio at number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Inosafo, and this afternoon I'm here with
Charles Owusukumi.
Coming up, student of Adisadel College who assaulted his colleague granted bail by the Cape Coast District Court. Meanwhile, 3 students who were arrested for assaulting their teacher in the Wa Technical Institute are expected to appear before court later today. Also coming up, 14-year-old dead after reportedly being hit by a stray bullet during a fire festival at Asokore Mampong in the Ashanti region. Still ahead in the bulletin, family of victims seen in video being dragged by police officer in the Ashanti region call for compensation for the victim.
No ma bua kola na pan kasa wo mo bo no sa de ne bellet e bo no so akola no emene na wo twe ne form sesebe aprechi ana odwan wo mo de ni do police station no mo sa hangi akola no wo soro e police station ho.
And later, a meeting between independent power producers and the Electricity Company of Ghana to deliberate over government's inability to pay debts owed them ends inconclusively. All that and more on the Citi Prime News, which is live across the country. In the Western region, we're live on Premier 100.5 FM in Takoradi, Beach 105.5 FM also in Takoradi. In the Bunu region, we're live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Akpene 96.7 FM in Pando. Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi. In the Northern region, we're live on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In the Upper East region, we're live on Word 88.3 FM in Zwarungu. In the Upper West, we're live on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. And in the Northeast region, we're live on Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale Wale. The news is also live across the globe on citynewsroom.com, Citi 97.3 FM on Facebook, and CityTube on YouTube.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for joining us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The Cape Coast District Court 2 has granted bail to the accused person involved in the assault of a colleague student of Adisadel College. The court, presided over by His Worship Eric Ohineba Entry Boesiakon, granted bail to the culprit to reappear before the court on August 2, 2023. The adjournment follows the court's inability to get the required number of persons to sit as juries or jurors in the juvenile case. Let's go over the phone line and speak to our correspondent, Calvis Tete.
Before we speak to Calvis, let's go to the High Court in Accra. That High Court has scheduled October 19 to deliver its ruling on the contempt case involving Katie Hammond, the Member of Parliament for Adansi Asokwa. This case was filed by the lawyers of James Chachikwesen, the Member of Parliament for Asin North, in response to comments made by Katie Hammond during a media interview, which were considered contemptuous. During the interview, the Trade Minister allegedly likened Chachikwesen's case to that of Adamu Sakande and insinuated that the Asin North MP would face a similar fate. Chachikwesen's team had hoped to proceed with the case on Friday, but it was adjourned. The court has instructed both parties to submit their written argument by August 31. Director of Legal Affairs of the NDC, Abraham Amaliba, who represented Judge Kwesi, addressed the press after proceedings.
You are aware that there has been a contempt application filed against Katie Hammond. And so today was the day stated for the matter to be heard. And so when we came to court, don't forget that we had already come to court on this matter. And the court ordered that if we have to file any process, we need to do that before 25th of July. And so we filed our supplementary affidavit on the 25th of July. Today we are back in court, and the court has stated that we should file written addresses. He doesn't want oral submissions. We should file our written addresses on the 31st of August, but return to court on the 19th of October for the ruling. The minister made comments. He made comments, and those are the comments that we have brought to court. Those comments we think affect the trial of James Kwesi.
That was the head of legal affairs for the NDC, Abraham Amaliba. Meanwhile, the Adansi Asukwa Member of Parliament, Katie Hammond, who came to the court premises after the hearing, says the contempt was filed because he is a target for the complainant. He clarified reason for his absence when the case was called.
But ultimately, it's not for them to decide. The arbiter of these matters is the presiding judge. So, no, but I was misinformed. I was told that the hearing was at 11:30.
It actually took place at 9.
No, you got it wrong. No, I'm told that it was sometime past 10 o'clock. So, but my lawyers were there.
Yes.
My understanding is that it's been adjourned to October, sometime
19.
October.
So first you have appointed first to file the processes.
Oh, you know all this?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay.
We questioned Amaliba on why they picked you because a lot of
Katie,
people
I want to always be a target. You do know that.
That was the Member of Parliament for Adansi Asukwa and Minister for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond.
Education think tank Africa Education Watch has expressed its approval of the directive issued by the Ghana Education Service regarding the search procedures for candidates taking the 2023 Basic Education Certificate examination. The directive, which was given by the Wejagbawa Municipal Education Directorate, authorizes supervisors and invigilators to conduct thorough searches of all candidates, including their private parts, before allowing them to enter the examination hall. Additionally, candidates wearing head coverings, including veils, are also subject to search. Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, says there should be segregation when conducting the search.
In fact, one of the most commonest form of examination of practice is students sneaking into the examination hall with foreign materials. And in many instances, it's in their private parts because they normally would do a bodily search, a cursory bodily search, and they won't find anything. They'll go inside. But when they go inside, they will be caught removing them from their private part and all that. So I think that this decision is in the right direction. It demonstrates the commitment of the GES to a fair and credible examination devoid of cheating. Having said that, because girls are involved, it is important for not just Wejagbawa, but all the other municipal and district Metropolitan Education Directorate to ensure that we have separate booths for searching girls and boys. And then we have also male and female searchers who will be conducting the searches on their body to ensure that there is no harassment or there is no interference in their privacy. That for me is very, very important. But with respect to the decision to search them within their private parts, I think it's in the right direction because there's so much evidence that that is where they conceal most of the foreign materials and sneak them into the examination hall.
You heard Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare. Let's move to WA, where the three students, Yusuf Mudassiri, Salifu Razak, and Christian Kisse, who were arrested for assaulting their teacher at the WA Technical Institute, are currently facing trial before the WA Magistrate Court. Their arrests came after the school's authorities lodged a formal complaint accusing them of assaulting the housemaster, Ishmael Musa Froko. City News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Latif Mahama is in court and joins us live via telephone. Latif, thanks for joining us. Tell us what happened in court today.
Thank you so much and good afternoon to our listeners. The case has just been called here at the Magistrate Court in Wa, presided over by the Magistrate Court, Maxwell Tetreku. I must say that one of the students, we are told, have been found to have no link to the case, and so he was not brought to court this afternoon. The other one, we are told, refused to turn up in court, while the main suspect, who was alleged to have beaten or assaulted the teacher at the Wa Technical Institute, has been convicted. Now, going into the details, the judge said that he was convicting him on his own plea because he agreed to the offense in open court, and the judge took the decision that his father is to pay a fine of 2,000 Ghana cedis to the complainant, who is the house master of the Wa Technical Institute, and the student in question is also to sign a bond of good behavior for 9 months, no, 12 months, I must say, or in default, he's going to be imprisoned for 12 months. So the case is over, except that the second accused person failed to turn up in court. As I said earlier, one person has been found not to have had any link to the case, so he was not asked to say anything in court. But the other one, who is an accomplice of the main suspect,
Latif, I'm sorry, you'd have to go over what happened in court for us again. Unfortunately, we had a technical issue, so please repeat yourself. What happened in court today during the trial of the 3 students?
I'm saying that the Wa Magistrate Court this afternoon just heard the case involving a student of the Wa Technical Institute and a housemaster of the school. The case has just been called, and a decision has been taken convicting the main suspect of the assault case. The judge said that his decision was backed by a plea by the student himself, who alluded or agreed that he committed the offense of assaulting the housemaster. Now, going through the details of the decision of the judge by name Maxwell Tetreku, he said that the father of the accused person, in this case the convict, is to pay 2,000 Ghana cedis to the complainant, and the son or the accused person, who is the student, is also to sign a bond of good behavior for 12 months, or in default, he's going to be imprisoned for 12 months. Ahead of the decision by the judge, he said that he was taking the decision because, one, the student, the accused is a student who is writing his exams, and again, he is a first timer who has been brought to the court. So these were the decisions that informed, or the issues that informed the decision or the judgment that the judge gave here at the magistrate court. So the father is to pay 2,000 Ghana cedis to the complainant, and the son or the accused person is also to sign a bond of good behavior for 12 months, or in default, he will be imprisoned for 12 months. As I was saying, the second accused person did not turn up in court. I asked the prosecutor, and he said the directive or the information given to him yesterday after the bail was that he was to appear in the court here for a decision to be taken, but he failed to turn up in court. While the third accused person, we are told by the court that he was found not to have had any link to the case, except that he is a friend to the first accused person. A lot of people linked him to the case, but that investigations ahead of today revealed that he was not having any link with the assault case at the Wa Technical Institute. And so the third accused person did not appear in court. The second accused person failed to turn up in court, but the main accused person have been convicted here at the Wa Magistrate Court.
Latif, what was the mood in the court after the verdict was given?
Right after the verdict, I spoke with the teacher in question, and he said that he was impressed or okay with the decision by the court. And he said that beyond everything, the student still remains somebody under his care. And so as a father or a parent, he wouldn't want anything more than what the court decided. And the judge also even said that he was also happy that the father of the accused person traveled far to come and be in court, of course, to listen to whatever decision the court would take. And so in the court here, the atmosphere isn't that charged, except that even the accused person and the family of the boy came to court together, and so before the decision was taken. So the accused person seemed okay, because talking to him, he said it openly that he was satisfied with the decision by the court here in Wa.
Thank you for that update. You heard City News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Latif Mahama, and we do apologize for the earlier hitches in sound. Charles?
The Ghana Police Service has initiated investigations into a viral video depicting a police officer dragging a suspect on the ground during an arrest at Dadiase near Kumawu in the Ashanti region. In response to the incident, the police service issued a statement indicating that the officer involved has been detained and interdicted pending the appropriate legal procedures. The statement also revealed that the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, acted by dispatching a team from the Ashanti North Regional Police Command to meet with the victim's family. Additionally, the IGP personally reached out to the victim's mother through a telephone call, assuring her of a thorough investigation into the matter.
Still on that matter, the residents of Dadiase in the Setre-Kumo district of the Ashanti region are expressing their concerns and calling for action to prevent maltreatment of residents by police officers in the area. The residents of the area assert that this incident is not an isolated one. They claim to have raised concerns about police officers in the area mistreating them in the past and are urging the IGP to address this situation seriously. The residents are calling for drastic measures to be taken to ensure the fair treatment of all individuals by police officers.
The TN say you could police for say yes, I street we Maconta na byway. I'm just say Maconta to use Maconta no week or Nimushi. Uber street we soon never to yes, we are suspect. If you could have got crana, yes, we are suspect to her. Yes, you can power, Obian will be as a can was say that. Yeah, Krumaya and Yesole Biguaya, Unya be in fact. I do be any crew, Munjo Sola Hana better and now be TV Gakrawasi. As the police never told Timika, we are suspect was it to me the choke, the second called Bua, my quality go. I was sells them one. Yes, me and him see. Expect every somebody back Romano, Timiko, Timifa, Crony, send more the chairman for when your police, when you even school when you be. Me who police there when you school, Timmy fancy police in it. I just said that I see as in one man coso. By Cromani, I say a year. As him yes, Kroma say pains in a Bibiani Ateso. Say, who police in as a spectre, which me for be do a cheat, so a body. Now the nature is a man for that big Ghana has him one as animal because we to me quite a country who's had any be.
Please on the bar. I'd say, is so far 8 man, no, yes, you are. There's a new year, and you are just near Chinua. Is it no more? To money, and because of say anti-robbers for no around in tea. Oh yes, I don't want to robbers. It's a no hunty. Oh yeah, baby kulampa and go say Ujana kulampa who am I? Hey, now they're done. Joma for Sako and so that as of whom you have a tree or so. I may say they also are going to mean it. Oh yeah, be as anti-robbers. Or cause I discover a bit to a tima. Me manini mahubi. A bit to a discover to a tipa. I'm a fire. The dear now who ye. Mahubi said. Omatu obi sika akobono ama na toilet even boy na wa betende ne kono omadi nka atene first one na akotwa ne mama ne toilet I know say adane ne din edi huru krom ase abona manane o akotutu police station o nsa de omo ya ne de ensem fata ade ese o makoso e de timamfo no ye wa ha no ade na person pay for ye for police for pay.
You heard some residents of Dadias in the Setre-Kumo districts. They were saying that police are subjecting them to several brutalities, and it's become a common occurrence in that part of the Ashanti region, and they are frightened when they see police officers. Now, the family of the victim, they are, however, calling for compensation as they believe the treatment meted out to him could have severe health implications on him. The mother of the victim, Efia Owuswa, has been speaking to City News.
Me too kwa kakra ti me ba nyimele no na obi bebo mama ne ofie se police fo abeche me ba no ti me dem nim so ma che ne tra e de ne ko ti ka de achi a e be ko ne akwakope ho asem aka ne abeli akwala no na ade no ayira no ye no mo aka ho asem ti de ba ko me wa na ba ko de fo ba kire me se na o ma ya akwala no o mo de akwala no ko so won ko no mo abu akwala no pa nkasa o mo bo no no sa de ne ballet e bono no so akola no emene na wo twe ne form sesebe abirechi ana odwan wo mo de ne du police station no mo sa hangi akola no wo soro e police station ho eti mi so me bo me wo fa ene me maame ba ko amane no ye ne say ma yensi wo eni bibi e ko ka kire o mti say ye be ko se yenko ena nu anajo be se menche se be 7 something a police form panimfo bebre eba kuroma se omone ye bekasa ane ye do mo be fie nti ye do mo be fie o mama na etia ne se de edi ka no police ni na ochi akola no o ye ne sa no eni wo mo mlem sa.
Efia Owuswa is mother of a victim of police brutality in Dadiase in the Ashanti region. She was saying that after she returned from a trip, she got the information that her son had been arrested, and she intended to bail him the next day since it was late. And she was shown a video of how police brutalized her son, and they dragged him by a belt they hooked around his neck. She said they later hanged him by the neck in the police station, and she informed the police officials who later came to her house, senior police officials came to her house to apologize on behalf of their colleague, and said that all measures will be taken to ensure that the police officer is punished for what he has done and her son receives his due. Let's stay in the Ashanti region a while longer, because a tragic incident occurred during a fire festival at Abuabo in the Asokore-Mampo municipality there, resulting in the death of a 14-year-old boy named Masaudu Abdul Aziz. The young boy was reportedly hit by a stray bullet during a magical display performed by celebrants at the festival. Unfortunately, the impact of the stray bullet proved fatal, leading to his death. Others who sustained injuries during the event and are currently receiving medical treatment in a hospital. An uncle of the deceased, Muaz Abdul Baki, spoke to City News.
Ceremony
I was told last night by my wife that the young man had been shot at the festival. I rushed to the scene at Menchia to find him in a pool of blood. The matter was immediately reported to the police last night, and the body was sent to the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital. We're here this morning at the police station to help with investigations. I was not home when the boy left the house last night. The police was with us all through last night after we reported the incident.
That was uncle to a teenage boy who was fatally shot at a fire festival at Asokore-Mampo in the Ashanti region. Let's speak to Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani, who was there. Hafiz, when did this tragic incident happen?
So it happened yesterday at about 11:30 p.m. when the celebrants marched through the streets of Abuabo to celebrate this year's Fire Festival, also known as Bugun Festival. And this happened. But we're told this deceased or the victim was not part of the celebrants. He went there to observe the festival when the unfortunate incident happened.
Tell us, was there police supervision for this festival? And what are they doing about it?
Well, according to sources from the police has not been informed or have not been informed about the festival. Usually, last year, we're told there was a police supervision during the festival because the organizers of the event officially told the police to come around. So the police were invited to maintain order at the place last year when the event was held. But this year, the sources are telling us that this year the police have not been informed and the police was not aware about the celebrations, but they only heard about the incident. They followed up when the families also complained about this incident to them. So police saying that they are on a manhunt for these victims who did the shooting, and they are going to rely on a CCTV camera that is situated close to the scene to get to retrieve the videos and trace these people who did the shooting. But for now, no arrest has been made. The family came to the police station. They were escorted with some crime officers to the crime scene to take some information. They spoke to eyewitnesses and took some pictures of the scene. So the family is now working with the police to get the body to be buried today. But we are told that one other person, now the number is one person who has been injured, has been taken to the Konfano Teaching Hospital. Initially, 2 people were taken to the Menchia Government Hospital, but we're told that that person was treated and discharged. But this person who is currently on admission at the Konfano Teaching Hospital, his condition is very critical. So the police officers took him to, the family took him to the hospital and is now on admission. But, one quick information we gathered was that, this week we reported about the death of 34-year-old Salaudin Tafilu, who was allegedly brutalized by police officers leading to his death. And this incident that happened, this victim who died, he is related to this young man who died this week over alleged police brutality. So the same family were there and they were shocked about the double incidents happening in the same week.
Very tragic news there. Many thanks for that update. Hafiz Tijani is our Shanti regional correspondent. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live on 97.3 Citi FM. Still to come, a meeting between independent power producers and the ECG to deliberate over government's inability to pay debts owed them and inconclusively. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Ajwapa, what's all this condom business? Oh, I've told her over and over again that she won't get pregnant, and she's still insisting. Oh, isn't she the same person who said we would not have sex till we go out for at least 2 years? For all this time? Oh, and she still can't trust me enough? Ama, when I try to do something small, no, condom this, condom that. So handsome man like me, she probably thinks I have HIV.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner. Condoms are effective for protection against a wide spectrum of STIs and HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for staying with us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. Now, the independent power producers are facing an imminent crisis considering shutting down their power plants if the government doesn't settle their debt exceeding $2 billion US dollars. Earlier, the IPPs refrained from shutting down after discussions with the Electricity Company of Ghana. However, the agreement seemed to have been breached, leaving the IPPs disappointed. The severity of the situation reached a critical point when the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, unable to pay for gas transportation services due to outstanding ECG payments. The looming shutdown of the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company valves further adds to concerns over a potential power crisis.
The Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, in the Volta region has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to customers with fake meters to rectify their electricity consumption status. The ECG's Operation Zero exercise, which commenced recently, uncovered approximately 200 customers in the Ketu South and North municipalities using illegal meters. The Public Relations Officer of the ECG in the Volta region, Benjamin Obing Entry, says customers who fail to comply with the ultimatum will face severe legal consequences.
During one of our sweeps this week, that's Monday, within our Dino district, we identified that some communities like Gakli, Koluka, Woodroba, Soshime, Akukume, Abeshibe, as well as Joje, were having some meters, and these meters look strange. So upon further checks, we realized that these meters are illegal meters, i.e. fake or foreign meters. And when we queried the customers in possession of these meters, they claim that they got these meters from Togo. These customers, we have asked them or we've told them to visit the ECG office. We've given them a 48-hour ultimatum to visit the ECG office to now regularize their supply. When I say regularization, what are we talking about? So where your meter is substandard or foreign, what we do is you visit our office, we take your details, your Ghana card, your GPS address, and then we show you on the units that we have consumed. Because mind you, these people were consuming power illegally and then we were not paying because we were not in our system. So we need to put them in the ECG database and then bill them for the units consumed. Because their meters are not genuine meters, we are going to bill them, in fact, give them a bill to pay for meter application. So once we give the ultimatum and the doc, and that is where we apply the full line on it. Because like I said, it's a moratorium. So once we give you the 48 hours, we expect you to visit our office. If you don't, we'll visit your premises. We try to obstruct the exercise. That is where the police come in.
That was the Public Relations Officer of the Electricity Company of Ghana in the Volta region, Benjamin Obing Entry.
The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is expected to present the mid-year budget review to Parliament on Monday, July 31, 2023. The exercise aims at highlighting the government's fiscal plans for the remainder of the year and also outlines policies in ensuring economic growth and sustainability. Ahead of the exercise, the Finance Minister will be having an engagement with members of Parliament to afford the legislators an opportunity to make inputs into the mid-year budget review. Here are some lawmakers sharing their expectations with Citi News.
Likewise, other taxes that are tied to the apron strings of some challenges that we once upon a time faced. So if those things are no more there, why do we still carry on with it? And one thing I also think government should do is that if they could aggregate the various taxes, especially the VAT, now you go 15% VAT, 2.5% VAT, something percent VAT, and the buyer or who the client is becoming confused as to the volume of taxes to pay.
The economy, in terms of challenges that we have, the economy, the challenges that they've brought down, they should sustain it for us to be able to continue the good way that we are. And if possible, we do better. And indeed, that is what we are all looking out for. I think I need to withdraw if possible. We must do better than what we are doing. So yes, I'm expecting something good. But I know for a fact that we are not going to have any supplementary budget. We are not going to have any new taxes. We are not going to have any new thing that is going to distract the good things that we've done. But they are going to continue the good work that they've done.
You heard some lawmakers sharing their expectations ahead of the mid-year budget review presentation on Monday. Still in the House, the Member of Parliament for Anlo, Richard Kwame Sefe has expressed his concerns about the shortage of fertilizer in his constituency, which is having a negative impact on farming activities. The scarcity of fertilizer has led to farmers being forced to purchase the product at high prices to support their crops. Addressing journalists, the MP appealed to the government to intervene in the situation, particularly considering the high production of tomatoes in his constituency.
My farmers, as I talk to you now, I realize that most of them are just willing and ready to work, to even do more than what they have been doing. But because the inputs, that is fertilizer, the insecticides, and other boosters, you have some around, but the cost, last 2 years, 50 kg fertilizer, NPK, was around 98 Ghana cedis. This year, last year, it increased to 210 Ghana cedis. But all of a sudden this year, we are going as high as 450, 460 Ghana cedis. As a result, most of them could not project into the future. Even if they projected, this quantum of leap was not expected. So most of them decided to reduce the farm by half or more than half, and still they could not have the money to afford. Those who struggle to do the farming too, because of the climatic change or the climate change that we are having now. Tomorrow, the rain will come, which will be acidic. Then the next time is going to be something else. So you see the tomato crops and other things doing well, like last week. Then the following week, it becomes yellowish. Those are some of the trauma my people are going through.
You heard the Member of Parliament for Anlo, Richard Kwame Sefe.
Now, the leadership of the Customs Staff Association is appealing to other groups and corporate Ghana to adopt health facilities across the country and support them with regular donations to help the government's efforts in providing reliable and quality health care. According to the association, the government alone cannot provide social services, hence the need for corporate institutions and well-to-do individuals to also help. The president of the Customs Staff Association, Ebenezer Bob Ishan, made this call after leading the leadership of the Customs Division to donate to the Eastern Regional Hospital and Koforidua Polyclinic to climax the second National Delegates Congress and Providence Fund Annual General Meeting in Koforidua.
When we decided to organize our Congress, we said, what can we also do to support the region that we intend to hold the Congress? We know we are supposed to provide social services. So we looked at education, looked at health, and then infrastructure. And we said the one that we can easily support is the healthcare delivery. That was what motivated us to buy these items to support the hospital. Sister agencies must all help in trying to provide the social services in this country. Government alone cannot do it. We must all come on board. If you do this to the hospital, you and I, our sisters and brothers, mothers can come here and benefit. It's not only to the people that donated. So if you can also look at one area and you also develop, at the end of the day, it helps to develop Mother Ghana.
You heard the president of the Customs Staff Association, Ebenezer Bob Ishan. Now, the medical superintendent of the Eastern Regional Hospital, Dr. Akwa Kotuampao, indicated that the items would go a long way to improve quality healthcare delivery in the region.
When we heard from the Customs Division that they wanted to make a presentation, we, as usual, thought that these are consumables that were going to be given to the usual kids or children's ward or others. But again, when the list arrived, we were pleasantly surprised because these are very weighty substances: beds, patient monitors, bedside lockers, and other things. And we really are very grateful to them. It's going to help us in setting up and expanding other wards. It's going to replace broken down beds. And then we hope that the comfort of our patients whilst we deliver care to them will be improved. There's quite a number of things that the hospital would need. This hospital is very old. I mean, after 95 years, you can imagine that almost any and everything must be replaced. But we are doing it gradually. And we call upon anybody who would want to assist in any of that direction to gladly contact the administrator of the hospital or myself, and we'll take it from there.
That was the medical superintendent of the Eastern Regional Hospital, Dr. Akwa Kotuampao.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live on 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, the Tema Traditional Council demands justice over the bizarre death of 2 fishermen in the area. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Happy birthday to you. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
1xBet jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet.
Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Amnesty International Ghana has stressed the importance of passing the Criminal Offences Amendment Bill 2022 to safeguard vulnerable age groups who often endure attacks and accusations of witchcraft. The private members' bill, supported by the Member of Parliament for Medina, Francis Xavier Susu, and 4 other MPs, aims to outlaw the activities of witch doctors and witch finders. The legislation also prohibits the declaration, accusation, naming, or labeling of any individual as a witch. The country director of Amnesty International Ghana, Genevieve Partington, expressed satisfaction with the bill's passage and commended Parliament for taking this significant step.
Amnesty International Ghana welcomes the news that the Parliament of Ghana has voted in favor of the passage of a law that will prohibit the practice by any person as a witch doctor or witch finder. This is a major step for Ghana regarding protection of vulnerable groups, such as elderly women who are the ones mostly accused of witchcraft. Ghana has made history to pass 3 private members' bills within such a short period of time. This isn't just a win for Ghana, it's a win for humanity. We are happy that the legislature of this country is putting human rights at the forefront.
Genevieve Partington is the country director of Amnesty International Ghana. Meanwhile, Professor John Azuma, the convener for the Anti-Witchcraft Accusations Bill Coalition, says the passage of the bill will safeguard Ghana's international reputation.
The law is not only going to protect vulnerable older women mainly, but it's going to protect the image of Ghana, which has been the only country in the world with witch camps and with these public lynchings. It has smeared a bad kind of odor on our name and as a country. And this bill is going to help kind of remove that stain. So I am very happy. And I'm sure, and I know I've received calls from many of the women in the camp. They are excited. They are thankful.
That was the convener for the Anti-Witchcraft Accusations Bill Coalition, Professor John Azuma.
Now, shop owners in the Sunyani municipality of the Bono region have adhered to the directive from the Sunyani Traditional Council to close their shops as part of the one-week riots following the death of Nana Busuma Aso Nkrawire II, the Omahene of the Sunyani Traditional Authority. A visit to the Central Business District of Sunyani revealed that all shops were closed in accordance with the council's instruction. The residents in the area also complied with the directive by wearing red or black clothes as a sign of mourning and respect for the late Omahene.
The Tema Traditional Council is calling for justice following the tragic death of 2 fishermen in Tema Newtown in the Greater Accra region. The fishermen were confirmed dead after an alleged clash with personnel from the Marine Police or the Ghana Police Service on the Tema Sea waters. The incident occurred during a fishing activity despite an existing moratorium on fishing for artisanal fishermen, which was supposed to end on July 31, 2023. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has asked the public to disregard media reports about an alleged encounter between a GPHA boat and a fishing boat, which reportedly led to the fishermen's deaths. Speaking on behalf of the youth at Tema Traditional Council, Oko Oniku Henry says the council demands a thorough investigation into the matter.
Around 12 noon, I led the Traditional Council to the Tema Regional Police Command, and those of them that were arrested, the Traditional Council made it known to the commander on duty that we actually wrote a letter to the Fisheries Ministry. They know this is what we are doing. And even last year, there was similar ban on fishing. But because we wrote the letter to them, we did everything without any casualty. Yeah, so those that were actually handcuffed, they were able to release them. But the dead people, as I speak to you now, we've spoken to their families. The Traditional Council has sent condolences to the families. But what we are saying is that GAPOA should know that they are here because of us. We gave our land out about 60 years ago. That is why GAPOA is in existence. And so we are begging them. Our traditions and our culture is what makes us who we are. Unfortunately for us, the Member of Parliament for Tema East constituency yesterday caught the eye of the Speaker, and he openly told the August Assembly what has happened. He called the attention of the Speaker and also the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture and Transport Ministry and other ministries to come to the aid of Tema and find justice to the bereaved family, because they weren't there to do anything bad.
Spokesperson for the youth at Tema Traditional Council, Oko Oniku Henry.
In Ghana, parks and gardens are not just recreational spaces. They hold a vital role in the battle against climate change and environmental sustainability. However, their relevance is at risk due to the diminishing landscapes caused by the continuous concreting of lands. Moreover, the present challenge of a shortage of skilled staff further exacerbates the situation. Fredho has been taking a look at the sector in the following report.
In the face of pressing challenges posed by climate change, parks and gardens are emerging as crucial players in the battle against global warming. Beyond offering recreational spaces, these green oases serve as vital tools in environmental sustainability. Recent research highlights their pivotal roles as carbon sinks, natural cooling agents, and biodiversity havens, making them indispensable assets in building climate-resilient cities. Recognizing their significance and investing in their preservation may hold the key to a greener and more sustainable future. However, in Ghana, the landscape reserved for this purpose are diminishing each passing day, making way for concrete-rise buildings.
We all love plants, trees, and beautiful flowers, don't we? That is the essence of the parks and gardens, and their responsibility is to ensure that the median of our roads, the prestige areas across the country, look so beautiful.
The acting director of Parks and Gardens, Dr. Daniel Adams, expressed concerns about this situation.
We are into landscape horticulture, general landscape horticulture of the whole country. We are advisors to horticulture processes in the country. We advise the government. We advise the MCEs. We advise all the leadership as far as landscape horticulture is concerned. We also do landscape maintenance, like the road medians, road shoulders. We also try as much as possible to maintain the presidency. Like a Jubilee House, we are maintaining all the landscaping works there. When you go to State House, we are doing the landscaping works there.
Compounding the challenges faced by the department is the shortage of staff. Dr. Adams emphasized that the next 5 years or more are crucial to the survival of parks and gardens in the country if retired staff are not immediately replaced.
How can you work with limited human resource?
If you need human resource right now, what number are you looking at to complement your efforts?
The variance is 2,000. We need 2,000 workers in parks and gardens. We were about 3,669.
But that number has dropped significantly.
Every year it drops.
Why are the people leaving?
People are leaving for pensioning. Not that they are running away to their various or resigning. They go to pension and we don't replace.
Despite these challenges, there have been successes in some areas. In 2022, the Ebri Botanical Gardens in the Eastern region topped the list of the most visited tourist sites in the country. Dr. Adams sees this as a testament to the potential of the department in generating revenue for the country while helping to fight climate change.
If you could see Ebri Botanic Gardens last year, with our new management ethics, we were able to win the most attending tourist center in the country. And we were given a lot of applause last year.
So that's a testament to what you are doing so far.
Exactly. And you know, if you came here, you saw that the whole area is neat. All the bushy areas have been cleared. The medians are neat. With our little number, we've been able to work all over.
The Department of Parks and Gardens is responsible for maintaining some prestigious areas in the country, including Ghana's presidency and the medians of some principal streets. However, their resources are limited, and this affects their ability to upkeep these areas.
We started the tree planting exercise in our small way. What we did was that we were doing with the schools. We go to Laboni Secondary School, then we do tree planting. We go to Accra Girls, then we do tree planting. We go to Presec, we do tree planting. All over the country, we were developing the ecosystem of the country. So it came to a time that the president himself came out with this Green Ghana initiative. Massa, we embraced it. This year alone, we have to give about 20-something thousand trees to people to go and plant free. We didn't collect money from them. You know, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. And these trees filter all the bad pollutants and give us oxygen. So once the government has mooted as such a very wonderful idea, parks and gardens and forestry, we are seriously backing it.
To illustrate this point, we visited several locations. The Dankwa Runabout at Osu, which is the prime business area of Accra, was not well maintained. The Ridge Runabout, known for its Christmas Eve splendor, also needs attention. On the other hand, the median on the Liberation Road leading to the presidency boasts well-manicured flowers that add color to the seat of government. However, the 37 Hospital Runabout is facing weed encroachment. The Tetekwashi Runabout, a significant landmark in Ghana's history, is now overgrown with weeds, sometimes serving as an unsightly location for improper activities. Dr. Daniel Adams explained that the Parks and Gardens Department has been denied access to maintain some of these areas, including the Ifo Sandalad Children's Park.
We did the landscaping. Immediately we finished, they took it from us. Urban roads, they took it from us and gave it to private contractors. So how do you go back and work? They say, oh, Pastor, thank you very much, we can do the maintenance. But we didn't also sit down. Sometimes we go and mow all the green grass, level them, manicure it nicely for them. We do that because it is our mandate. But because we don't have the necessary resource, that's why you see some of the medians being weedy.
To address these challenges, Dr. Adams has called on the public to visit parks and gardens to request for their services.
We have a lot of flower beds, ornamental plants, bedding plants around. But this very plant is called Cassia alata. Yeah, that's the botanic name, the Latin name. When you go to the villages, this plant, if you tear some of the leaves, you put money under it. Do you know why? Because this is a medicinal plant. You have not dewormed yourself, you have not deflamed yourself. You take about 10 leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you boil it and drink.
Plants are of essential importance to human life. They basically give us the right oxygen in the right quantity to breathe in and ensure our very existence as human and living things on this planet. But what is the role of Ghana's parks and gardens in the country's ever-growing concrete jungle? When you come to Accra, a number of places have been paved, and this, the parks and garden says, it's not right, taking into account the very effects of climate change and its impact on our ecosystem. They are therefore calling on the government to give them the opportunity to employ more hands to augment their efforts, as they also aim to ensure the beautification of Accra and contributing to making Accra the cleanest city and the most beautiful in Africa. My name is Fred Duho reporting for Citi News.
Citi News has gathered that the Whole West District's Education Directorate has suspended the 2023 Junior Rank Promotion Work Inspection indefinitely. The suspension came in response to reports of alleged corruption, where teachers were being charged 200 Ghana cedis each for their promotions. Teachers were instructed to hand over the money in white envelopes to their head teachers, who would then pass it on to the GES promotion supervisors. With the promotion supervision expected to begin next week, over 100 teachers were expected to pay the amount, causing discomfort among them. As a result, management has decided to put the inspection exercise on hold.
The National Council of Parents Teachers Association of Ghana emphasizes the crucial role of parents in the education and discipline of their children. The association believes that excluding parents from the process would not lead to positive outcomes in delivering quality education in the country. The Public Relations Officer of the association, Irene Sam, tells Citi News that parents are significant stakeholders in the education system and play a vital role in ensuring the safety and well-being of their children.
Talking about education, parents are the largest stakeholders. So there is no way parents can be pushed aside in terms of discipline or seeking the welfare of their own children or their own wards. Prior to the free senior high school policy, there was a point whereby parents have to pay school fees, parents have to pay for feeding, parents have to pay for practicals, for examination and everything. But since the introduction of the free senior high school policy, these GES approved levies were absorbed by the government. That is what the free covers. So apart from this, everything that has to do with the welfare of your ward in the school, it has to come from parents, particularly discipline. And then when that thing is done, then when the child gets to school, the school authorities get the chance to nurture whatever habits, whatever discipline that parents have given to their ward. So over the years, we have tried to educate parents that government alone, there is no way government can carry the burden of our wards. So there are other things that we parents must hold on to, letting parents know the need to be responsible for their children.
That was the Public Relations Officer of the National Council of Parents Teachers Association, Irene Sam.
A police officer, Abednego Botier, stationed at the Nima police station in Accra, along with two others, has been remanded into police custody for 1 week by the Circuit Court in Accra. They are accused of robbing two Indian businessmen of 700,000 cedis and $56,450 On July 19, the accused persons allegedly visited the businessmen's residence in Osu, posing as a special investigation team investigating illegal activities based on intelligence. The businessmen were handcuffed and their home ransacked amid threats and intimidation. The accused then fled with the stolen items in a Nissan Sentra saloon car. After reporting the incident, the police tracked and arrested Abednego Botier, who later confessed to the crime during interrogation. He led the police to his house at Jolu, where about 185,000 Ghana cedis and $22,500 were retrieved. The officer implicated Helen Tay, described as a self-styled blogger, and Francis Omari, a tutor at IPMC, as his partners in the crime. Elizabeth Tay, the fourth suspect, is currently at large. During the court appearance on Thursday, the suspects Abednego Botier, Helen Tay, and Francis Omari were charged with conspiracy to commit robbery and robbery. And that's it for the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio here in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Inusafo, and I was here with
Charles Owuzukumi.
For more news, do log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. Up next is the afternoon's edition of the City Business News with Nashika Caesar. Thanks for tuning in. Do enjoy your weekend.
City